Hey everyone, welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy. And last time, we had just got done with episode 3, and now we're on episode 4, Turnabout Beginnings, part 1-1 Trial. So, I saw on the very first picture here that Edgeworth was in the picture. So, I know Edgeworth is going to be in this next one, or most likely. But I don't really know anything else about it. So, let's go ahead and get into it. The girl? Let her go? This feels like an action movie. Okay. So, there's a guy pointing a gun, and then there's a girl being held hostage, it looks like. Shut up, come closer, and I kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Bang, bang! Did the girl go down too, or was it just the guy? Who are you? I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Oh, is that Phoenix? Fugitive data. What the heck? This is different. Name. Terry Falls. Charge kidnapping murder. Sentence death penalty? Okay. Mode. Oh, movements. After escaping, he met with and then murdered Sergeant Valeria Hawthorne, recaptured on Eagle Mountain. Okay. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Six years earlier, Mia Fey's first trial. Okay, so we're going to be playing as Mia again. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. I never thought... I never should have accepted this case. Oh gosh, this guy is literally carrying around a ball and chain. 073D. Okay. Good morning. I didn't do nothing, I swear. I didn't kill nobody. Ah, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk. Try to relax him. So why did you escape anyways? I'm sorry. I didn't do nobody. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere. Okay, but Mr. Falls, the police recaptured you 2 days ago. Sorry, I told a lie. Oh boy. But anyway, I didn't do it. I didn't kill nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? Oh gosh, he's literally biting the ball and chain. Okay. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it, I didn't kill her. I could never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then 8 hours ago, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that he did it. After you escaped, did you meet the policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. Wait, she got you out? But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true. I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. I don't know. He's a death row inmate that tried to escape. I don't know for sure if I'd trust him. Ha! Wait! This is Mr. Godot, isn't it? The mask. You're not going to figure out the truth by staring at the guy. Who are you? I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Why is Mr. Grossberg here? Ha! That old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I didn't say. So, Diego, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is here for me? Yes? No, 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 you've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine an escaped death row convict for our first client. Yeah, thanks. Sure wish I could get out of this. Ha! Relax, I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody, who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since the beginning of his law career. Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours and it's go time. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. I don't blame him. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike voice, I just had a feeling that he was telling the truth. But easy. February 16th, 10 a.m. He's even drinking coffee! Do you see? Okay. Court is now in session. Trials of Terry Falls. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers. Yes, Your Honor, I'm BFA. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. Sir, you're the new prosecutor everyone's talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned himself much of a reputation yet. Come on, Mia, you can't lose. Not to someone younger than you. Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day of on that day, the defendant escaped. A policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if he was responsible for her death. You got it, kitten? Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge is only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness testimony. Okay. The testimony of Detective... Miss Hawthorne. Okay, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested him at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed him throw this young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. So, Miss Hawthorne's testimony was one that put him away. That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be... Exactly. The victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valeria Hawthorne. Ah, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago. With only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Huh. Ah! The truth is coming clear to me now. Yes, yes, yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty. We didn't hear anything. Come on. Wait a minute. That's not right. At least hear the case before you decide your outcome. Watch yourself, Miss Faye. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I called the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Gumshoe, I'm guessing? Yep. Oh, his jacket's different! Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe! Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of this case, sir. I finally got promoted to Detective Division half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am! You got any idea how much work it takes? Exactly, be happy for him. What is it? You're really gorgeous. Gumshoe! Excuse me? No, seriously, my heart is aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional, otherwise I'll write you up on contempt so quickly that something other than your heart will ache. Yeah, probably your bank account. Okay, got it. Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valeria Hawthorne, a veteran of the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much was already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir, I gotcha. Let's take a look at this aerial map of the area. Okay, this is a sketch of the Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. The river that runs under it is Eagle River. Victim and the defendant met here on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway. I see. Okay, so we got our first little bit of evidence. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? She was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. So how do we know she was actually stabbed on the bridge? Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there's no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor, if you had listened to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Hawthorne, I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I were some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake, and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me, and get ready. Okay, so on the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to the Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Miss Falls. Yes. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body in his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at the police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor, cross-examination coming right up. Hey, settle down there, kitten. Come on. If you keep trembling like that, you're going to make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling. It's cold in here. The courtroom can be cold battlefield, alright, especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. No. I need the defendant, witness. Everyone's the beginning here. Okay, you got me there. Maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kitten. It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember that those court procedure videos you stayed up all night watching. Just remember those, okay? Okay, summary of the incident. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant asking to meet. Okay, so let's go ahead and press on this. This unknown person, you have no idea who it might have been? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. Oh, what? The one who called was the defendant, Terry Falls. The defendant called her? What? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call. A note. Top secret memo that was left on her desk. Okay. According to this note, it seems that the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant. Whose idea was it to keep the note from me? Ha! Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. Ah, it's the defendant's fault. He is the one that said unknown person. Hey now, don't make that face at me. It's just I said it that way because the prosecutor told me to. Was that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. Okay, she went to Dusty Bridge at the designated time and met him. A bridge up in the mountains. Why meet there? Because it's a very important place to the defendant, that's why. What do you mean by that? If you remember 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto a bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. The place where all this occurred was Dusty Bridge. So yeah, it was very important to him, I guess. The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Falls. Ha! Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic. That's where she was brutally murdered. Was the body of the victim discovered? Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of murder. It was great. We even got to say, "Don't move! We've got you surrounded!" Oh, that is actually kind of cool. Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that? The location was the suspension bridge on the mountain. So how did they find out about the criminal so quickly? Okay. Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right? That's what would happen. Then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Falls, but she left a note on her desk about it. If only I had noticed it earlier. Maybe she'd still be alive. Okay, stuffed her body in a trunk and made a getaway. He had a car then? Well, that bridge is up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at the red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. This is a photo taken of the trunk. Okay, naturally that's the body of Valeria. Yes, it is, but I don't see any blood. I know they said she wore a thick coat, but that doesn't look too comfortable. Okay. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, right? For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back nice and firm. Condition of the body when it was discovered is very important. Detective, was there anything strange in the trunk of the car? I don't see anything strange, do you? Mr. Falls was arrested at the police checkpoint up the mountain. Okay. That certainly is some impressive police work. Well, no, actually it was just way too close for comfort. We set it up at 5 p.m. Figured that he might try to run. What do you mean it was too close for comfort? The two of them arranged the meeting at 4:30. And it takes approximately 30 minutes to go from the bridge to the checkpoint. That was kind of close. Any later? Yeah. Listen up, kitten. There's a big trap waiting for you in that testimony. Walk into it carelessly, and it leaves more than just a flesh wound. Well, if you want to have any chance at all, you better get some more information. If you're going to get caught in a trap, it's best to get caught early. Okay. Can always look for contradictions afterwards. Okay, so we've gone through it all now. So, I want to look at that note. I want to see what the note said. Okay, victim's note. February 14th, 121. He wanted it called, wanted us to go to that bridge, wearing a white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia, tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Talk to Dahlia! Okay. So we have that. I don't think I pressed on this. Let's press on this again. What did the defendant have to say about the photos? What he always says, ma'am? I didn't do it. I didn't do nothing. Okay, well, that's true. He does say that all the time. Nothing? I wouldn't say he did nothing. At the very least, he stole a car. It's just what he always says, Your Honor. And then he always says, oh, sorry, I told a little lie. Or something like that. Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested. Precisely. Okay, so I want to go back around to that trunk there. And let's present the victim's note. Witness? What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye? I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that. Huh. You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this. Say, little kitten, want a piece of coffee candy? Candy? Well, you're too young to be drinking real coffee. What? Come on, Mia. Shake it off, you're a lawyer. Detective! Yes, ma'am? This photo, you said that there was nothing peculiar about it, is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note. It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus this special request. I have one very simple question for you, detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it. Come on. The caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I'd expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you are searching for so desperately, is it this one per chance? Where do you find that? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place, I know. That's hot shot sure has a flair for the dramatics. It's not exactly white, as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. Looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Edgeworth, he is intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. The court will accept that scarf in evidence. Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is alright with you, isn't it, Miss Faye? Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his little neck. Very good. Now, if you're done with the mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusivity with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on the bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there. Sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Don't forget, kitten, there's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Okay. Events on the Dusky Bridge. Actually, there's an eyewitness. There's an eyewitness? Why didn't you call them first? This photo was accidentally taken by the witness, and it shows the Vic wearing the white scarf. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyways, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Looking at this photo. You really get a sense that that bridge is very high up. About 40-foot drop from the bridge to Eagle River down below. Edworth! Who took this photo anyways? Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party. No, you have to tell us, right? Ah, potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we have no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't like that either, Judge. They need to be here. So, as you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on the bridge. Ah, the truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, it's quite clear. He's clearly guilty. Not again. That's not fair. We haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, Okay. So, oh, okay. This photo was taken by the witness and shows the Vic wearing a scarf. Okay. The victim is wearing a scarf. All right. So what about the victim who took the... Oh, so what about the witness who took this photo? What were they doing all up in the mountain? She was taking photos of wildflowers. Okay. There are so many unusual types of flora on the mountain, Miss Faye. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there. So the spirits, now that you mention it, this photo. This cloudy fog-like thing, is it a ghost? I don't believe it. No, Your Honor, I don't think it's a ghost. It was drizzling that day? Okay. Drizzling, huh? That's right. There was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary. But not as dreary as the mood of the court right now. Looks like a cold front just moved in. Any case. Point is that the area was quite damp. There was even a fog. I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. The criminal shoved the victim from behind and stabbed her in the back, but she was pointing forward. Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. She pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on her stomach. I remember that happening once myself. It was a really... Brutal. What? Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed over? Or were you the one getting pushed over? Or does it mean that you pushed someone down like that once? With his mind-boggling tales, the way he said brutal, I wonder if he is a Canadian. Save your nasty look for the right person. Take a look, poor baby. The court record seems to have wet itself. Oh. Hey. Watch where you spill your coffee. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Okay. Okay, so what if we present think this one here, the crime photo. Yeah. So there's a light drizzle coming down, correct. Foggy too, generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that it doesn't go along with the soggy atmosphere. But this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the trunk. Yeah, she doesn't look wet or anything. Considering the conditions, something isn't right. Well, by all means, please enlighten us of what isn't right. Okay. What about it isn't right? I guess the coat, she fell over, right? The answer is right here. Victim's coat. As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony about the condition on the bridge. Drizzling and foggy, all wet. She'd fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, so she'd have been wet. Then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud. That's exactly right. The other day I fell on the muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean the top of the bridge was covered in mud. But you said the scarf, right? If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street, your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet, not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point was well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was covered in mud that day? The scarf. We need to present the scarf. A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this. Neither would a real woman. Okay. Of course I can. Here's the evidence. The muddy scarf. So if she was wearing the scarf and she fell over, the scarf is muddy, there'd be mud on her coat. Evidence is here, the scarf. It should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got muddy, it means the bridge was obviously covered in mud. No, I can't be outwitted by this. Novice bimbo? What? Same to you, buddy. Miss Faye's assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? You're doing well for this. For a little kitten. Oh. No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered it in the trunk, the witness showing the photo of the defendant and the victim, or the witness testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence, it's one of those three. It's got to be the witness testimony, right? That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was a coffee aficionado over there. The court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence in the court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as flimsy scam it really is. The false evidence is... It's got to be the witness's testimony. It's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During this earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim from behind. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. It's true. It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was truly a decisive witness in that case, I'm certain that boy wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests a cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, that appears we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. Ah, you should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding that witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth the witness. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events of that day with her very own eyes. Witness, what is your name and occupation? It's Dahlia Hawthorne. We saw her earlier. She's the one that tried to get Phoenix Wright in jail. Everyone's so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Oh, well, look at you. How can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double-double and a dozen donut holes? I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite. Judge! Hey, not so fast. As I said before, This witness is very sensitive and delicate, yes. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Faye, you could learn a lot from this man. If he's such a gentleman, I'm sure... he sure doesn't act like one, to me. Sir? Huh? Yes, dear. This is my first time. I'm sure I'll make a mistake. Anyways, I just want to, say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. No, not at all. I'm not troubled at all. Now then, may we please have your occupation and name? Name is... Melissa? Melissa Foster? That is Dahlia Hawthorne. Unless Melissa Foster is her real name. I don't know. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You're on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo? Oh, how can you be so mean? Now see here, what are you doing showing that in her face? Huh? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll force to penalize you. Uh-oh. I don't like the turn that this is taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be? I'm the defense attorney, Miss Mia Fey. I see. So you are. Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. And the butterflies come back, I swear. Okay, witness's photograph. I was using my camera to take pictures of wildflowers. Then, I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they were starting to fight. That's when I hurried and took the photo. Right after that, I called the police. Wow, quick and to the point. By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map should be of help here. She was on that point, wasn't... Yeah, okay. Standing right over here. I was standing on the beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. So you took the photo from that location, eh? I brought the camera I was using this time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked. Just a cute camera, just like its owner. Alright then, Miss Faye, time for your cross-examination. But I'll warn you to make the witness cry again, and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. Okay, so we probably need to be careful with what we press on her. Okay. Okay, so this is where she's talking about the photos. What if we present her photo? Witness? When you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, you meant this? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. I wouldn't say it's a crucial moment. That's true. You saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing that would be referred to as crucial. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? She probably has another photo, doesn't she? Well, you see, the photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it. Very suspicious, right? My apologies, young lady, but Miss Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry, I'm a very bad girl. I used to all up. The film, I mean. You ran out of film. This photo was the last one. Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all the photographs she took that day. All the other photos are the witness herself playing among the wildflowers. Then who took the photos? Yeah, exactly. Was there someone else there? The camera has a timer feature built into it. So you took photos of yourself. I remember taking some photos of myself once too. Please, no details. It seems that Miss Faye's assertion was not so decisive after all. Wait just a minute. Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't have taken more pictures. Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo of the incident that you took with your very own eyes. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed. Very well, Mr. Judge. This guy is really a sucker for sweet talk. Ha! Looks like the other kitten in this room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, it's sickening. Okay. I was using my camera to take some pictures of the wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing on the switching bridge. Suddenly they started fighting. Victim turned around and tried to run away. She only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. Let's present the map for that. There it is. Because on the map, it says 5 yards is that. So, like, if there's... She got 10 yards, that'd be about where the gap in the bridge would be, wouldn't it? Witness, your testimony is a joke. Whoa, whoa, but I just... Miss Faye, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. One short testimony and 2 bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. You say there were 2 contradictions? It's simple. Just take a look at this diagram. According to her testimony, the 2 were in the middle of the bridge. Exactly. She couldn't have moved 10 feet back. But if there were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then, she would have hit the dead end. Exactly. You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have ran even 5. Even because Dusky Bridge is collapsed on one side. Oh, it's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court. Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth? Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There is one major mistake in this diagram. What do you say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram is made after the accident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying, I'm saying that even though the bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that we can prove the bridge was broken during the incident. Oh my gosh, this guy. That's ridiculous. You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being clear when I presented the evidence. That guy's good. What do you mean? He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, alright. That diagram on the bridge was his insurance policy. That coward. Well, Miss Faye, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation. I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself. No, no, no. It wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was the witness actually saw. Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. Yes, we're all on your side. There is no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her off to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Witness, such violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up. If he accepted this testimony as it is, we're finished. Don't say that. Oh, well, maybe I'll stop off by my own favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really great mocha latte. This trial isn't over yet. Ha! That's what I like to hear. Alright, Miss Faye, your cross-examination, please. The contradiction is starting right in the face. It's staring me right in the face, Mia. Okay. Okay, so when she's talking about... Yes, so let's go ahead and present the bridge map again. Because there were plenty of places to hide the body on here. He could have just thrown her over the edge. I mean, thrown her over the edge, threw her inside the bushes and stuff. I mean, he didn't have to bring her to the car. A killer not wanting his victim to be found, I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There's a bunch of easier ways to make sure the body stayed hidden. Exactly. Well, what is it? Take another look at the map of the area. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, he pointed out there was something interesting about the river. Very fast current. Bodies are not usually found. Exactly. Ah. In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at the same spot above the river, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water. Order. I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye, but I must admit it does seem odd not to throw the body into the river. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? How sad. Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to take a dip in the river herself. Edgeworth! That's not very nice. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is, no matter how odd it may seem, the killer's method to body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. Miss Faye, it seems your assertion is without merit after all. But what the witness claims has been seen as totally ridiculous. Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly consistent with what the witnesses told us. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. I'll try. All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again. Who's he talking about? Who's the mean lady? Alright, I'll do my best. Okay, after he stabbed her, picked her up in the arm, then he carried her, broke into the trunk of the stolen car, and hid the body. Okay. What about the crime photo? Oh, sorry. I chose the wrong photo. I need the witness photo. Okay. Okay. The witness photo. There. That one. Perfect. Looks like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw this ride with your very own eyes? She was between the cliffs. She wouldn't be able to see it. And? It's simple, Miss Foster. Look at the diagram. The place you claim to have been right there, you would not have been able to see over the cliffs. Yes, this outcrop of rock is directly in the way. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car. I admit that the diagram shows a large outcrop of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car. That's right, it's not so high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. Are you sure? I'm so sorry, that doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this evidence to the court. This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. Yes, you can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcrop that is referred to as a cliff. Your view should have been completely cut off. But still, you claim to have been able to see the killer's car. Dang, she's not very good at this. She's not very good at lying. Order in the court? What is the meaning of this all? Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After the witnessing a murder, it's sure you can appreciate that the witness is very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself what she saw. But she is repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She is told to testify only what she saw with her own eyes. Oh, Mr. Judge? What is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong. Wait a minute. You can't just say that. Miss Fay, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say. To err is human, to forgive is divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness. That's not fair. Save the tears for later, kitten. Don't look back until the trial's over. Now is the time to go forward. But that wasn't fair. Okay, kitten. You need to relax, then you need to remember. The other kitten's testimony. The killer broke into the trunk of the car and hid the body in there. So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk? Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on the side of the courtroom. Well, witness, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain there were scratch marks that were where he broke into it. Let me see that photo. Oh, that's right. There are scratch lids. Scratch marks, yeah. It's obvious that this trunk had been broken open. Well, Miss Fay, are you satisfied? The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. It has to not work. Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers, but even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is, when did you get a chance to see those scratches? And don't tell me just today. I finally got her. I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Fay explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches, she happened to pass by. I don't know about that. She is the owner of the car. No, we know that he stole the car. So, she put the corpse in herself. There's only one way the witness had a chance to see those scratches. Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who hid the body in the trunk car was Melissa Foster herself. That's ridiculous. I could never. She's a delicate little flower, right? It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one. I don't think so, Miss Foster. If he had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car keys. There's no need to break it open. But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple who'd been waiting at the red light, which means that the key would have still been in the ignition. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk. Preposterous! To even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. We already know that at the time she was taking the photographs. The timer! That's why. On contrary, I'm not so certain of anything anymore. One thing you need to think about deeply. Yes, a timer function. Let's take another look at this camera. has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why? It's almost as if she bought the camera up there just to take this picture. What are you trying to say then, Miss Faye? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claims? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. She is not in the field. Would the defense please explain? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, will also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Please answer this question. Okay, so she set up a camera here. What if, okay? We did not see exactly who it was that was the victim right here. We just saw there was a white scarf and a person in a coat that looks similar to that person's. What if she was actually there? The witness was right there. But that's where the victim was. Exactly. You can't really tell who that is. Order, Miss Faye. What on earth? Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. Oh! The victim was already in the trunk. Oh my gosh. Okay, in other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim. How asinine. Of course Mr. Falls met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valeria Hawthorne. What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous. Then who exactly is the victim in the photo? It's your own witness. Valia, not Valia. Sorry, Melissa. It's the only possible explanation. The one on the bridge was not Valia Hawthorne, but it was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it is rainy and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valia Hawthorne, but the defendant knew her very well. After all, she was the one that got him convicted. But since then, my client has spent 5 years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like. That's the reason why the scarf was a thing. At the time of the incident, he had forgotten what she looked like. It's gotta be the scarf, right? Oh, wait, we could put the note, because in the note, it says make sure to wear a white scarf. He had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed identification. This muddy scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear this to identify herself. That's already been proven in a note. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be her. Well, what do you have to say for yourself, Melissa Foster? Come on, break your composure. She fell over! Maybe she is delicate. Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. Huh. It's obvious that she did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them. The only question is, why did she do it? Isn't that obvious? She is the real culprit. Ha! Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself. before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. Defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well, the court is in recess. To be continued. So, this Melissa Foster looks very, very similar to the Dahlia Hawthorne that we know of from the other, like, I can't remember if it was episode or other game. So, either, I don't know which her name is hers truly. She could be Melissa, she could be Dahlia. I don't know. I'm guessing Dahlia. But, anyways, next time we will continue on with this court case, and I'm sure we'll probably get to the bottom of it. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. So, bye-bye.